What's going on, nerds? My name is Jesse and welcome back to the channel. Today we got a new video. It's going to be Reddit fan theories. It's on the Reddit r/fan theories. I'll put links in the description for every single fan theory we do. We're going to do 4. I've been scouring it all morning. It is quite a pain to find the ones that you enjoy, but we have picked out 4 here. So I'm going to go over them, talk about if I like, don't like, do they fit, do they not fit, and so forth. So the first one's going to be Harry Potter, the second one will be Incredibles, the third one James Bond, and the last one will be Deadpool theory. So I'll put like timestamps and stuff in the description below, so if you don't want to, you can skip to the one you want. So let's do it. First one's Harry Potter fan theory. Someone's death was already spoiled in the third movie, book as well. This one has 6,500 points. If you're not familiar with Reddit, that is like the like system on YouTube. When somebody likes your comment, they're called points on Reddit. So 6,500 likes essentially. So this one is also the Reddit user is XNUQ. Like I said, links in the description below for everything. So this one reads: so we all know Dumbledore dies in the 6th movie, but there are hints that this death was already spoiled in the 3rd movie. There's a Christmas dinner with various people involved. Finally, Sybil Trelawney joins the party. Before she sits down, she is frightened because there are already 12 people sitting at the table, and 13 people sitting at the same table brings misery. Real quick, Sybil Trelawney's a nutcase, we all know it, but she has predicted some major things in the Harry Potter universe, including the theory that one lives and one dies. Harry Potter is the chosen one to kill Voldemort. So let's go on. She does not sit down and mentions that the first of those 13 persons to stand up would die. In order to calm her, Dumbledore stands up and leaves the table. But we later get to know that Ron's rat was just Peter Pettigrew, who transformed himself. Knowing that Ron carried his rat in his pocket most of the time, that'd mean there was already 13 people at the table. As Dumbledore leaves, the first of those 13 people, that his fate was sealed. Pretty good theory. I like it. I don't think there's any way to know if Peter Pettigrew was in his pocket at the time, but I do find it likely. And I do think that J.K. Rowling doesn't put things in her books just to put them. Even if this is good ways to give Sybil Trelawney good lines in the movie or book. Most of the time, J.K. Rowling does things for a reason. So I imagine that this was the reason. And this is a great way to foreshadow his death, even though it's, 3 movies later? Yeah, 3 movies later, 3 books later. So, I don't know. I really like this one. Short, sweet, to the point. This is a great fan theory, okay? So, I don't really like fan theories that are like fan fiction. This is fan theory. It's in the text, supported by the text. Small connection. Boom, boom, bam. Fan theory. There you go. 6,000 points. That's how you do it, people. Let's move to the next one. This one is a little more far-fetched for me, and I'm going to put up a trigger warning because it does deal with Down syndrome. So yeah, I mean, I think these are some pretty outlandish claims that this guy makes. They're not my own, so there you go. Trigger warning. Boom. Done. This one has 2,300 points. It's about the Incredibles. Syndrome is actually a super, but he doesn't know it because he has Down syndrome as well. Basically, they're saying that Syndrome is a play on his name, and he actually has Down syndrome, and they're stating that it's because of his flatter face and some of his the way he is drawn and animated makes him look more like a Down syndrome person. I personally don't have experience with the disease or the syndrome of Down syndrome, so I'm going to refrain from making any statements that he looks like he has Down syndrome because it's not something I am familiar with. But the theory that he is a super because he is super smart makes a lot of sense to me. I think because he essentially invents AI, right? So I think he has hyper intelligence, and I think maybe he was just bullied so much and cast off by Mr. Incredible. I think you could leave the Down syndrome out without affecting this theory. So whether you believe he has Down syndrome or not, I do like the fact that he is a super because he has hyper intelligence. So I think that's a good theory. Reddit user is DRIKU12. Like I said, links in the description below. Third fan theory. Ordering a vodka martini shaken but not stirred. Yes. Was the code phrase for James Bond used to identify himself. Okay, code phrase. James Bond used to identify himself to local informants. I like this. This is really cool. It's kind of like Mission Impossible, the way he, like in Rogue Nation, when he walks in the record store and he has to do the banter to confirm that the girl at the record store that he is who he is, right? I kind of like that. I think this is very similar. This one has 2,300 points and is by Braska the Third. Links in the description. So I think this is actually pretty interesting. From what I mean, the title kind of tells what it is. I saw the discussion that James Bond is a code name used for by different spies. Thread and someone mentioned all of them ordering the same drink as evidence against it. I know nothing about mixology, but Bond's backstory and characterization in the books just immediately thought of when I saw someone poke a pretty good hole in a theory I like, but it holds up outside that theory anyways. Do you brief your informants on every spy, but they will meet with, or give them one phrase and tell your spies what it is? So, I think this is good. One hole I would poke in it would be in Casino Royale when you get the great line where he orders a vodka martini and they go shaking side shirt and he goes, "Do you think I give a damn?" You know, so that would be one small hole, but I do think it is overall a cool theory. I don't think it's 100%. I don't even think it's 80%. I'd say more like 60%. Because how many times do you need information from a bartender? You know, like most of the time he's ordering this drink because that's the drink he orders. You know, but I do think it's a cool theory. If there were bartender informants and you need information, you could order this. Hey, I'm James Bond, but he already goes around saying, "Hey, it's Bond, James Bond," right? So I don't know. No, I'm not 100% on this one. I like the idea. It's definitely more Mission Impossible-y than it is 007, but still cool nonetheless. Okay, and the last theory I'm actually going to spend a little more time on because I think it's very interesting. It's Deadpool was always a mutant, even, and this is dealing with movie Deadpool, even before he was mutated by Jax, I think the guy's name was. Or maybe it was Ajax. Yeah, Ajax, like the cleaning solution. Alright, this one has 2,000 points, and it's by Spectre299. Okay, this one's really long, so I'm not going to read it out. I'm just going to give you the gist. I'm just going to hit it point by point a little bit here. Basically, what he is saying is before he was mutated on in the movie, we're talking about the movie version, not really the comics. I think he leaves some comic examples as well, but this is more about the movie. So he leaves a TLDR at the bottom. I'm going to read that for you. Before becoming Deadpool, Wade Wilson was a mutant with the power of super dexterity, and he underwent a secondary mutation to become Deadpool. So I'm going to leave this theory in the description below. I heavily suggest you read this one. It's long, but it's got really good points in it. Basically, what he's saying is, how could Wade Wilson or Deadpool, after being mutated, still have the skills necessary to line up a flipping three-head headshot, or kicking the guy's head into another guy's head, shooting a perfect skeet ball, things that normal people wouldn't be able to do. Like, he's got super dexterity. He's really good with his muscles, great hand-eye coordination, great muscle coordination, right? Things that a normal person wouldn't do. So he has like a heightened sense of, I think he calls it, what's it called? Hyperkineticism, I think. Hyperkinesia, he says, that causes extra muscle movements, usually of a spastic and or uncontrollable nature, and is closely linked to hyperactivity. Sounds not like Deadpool to me. Okay. Hyperkineticist, yeah, as well. This doesn't mean his plans always work perfectly, but his physical actions will always play out exactly as he imagines them. I think this is really cool. He has, yeah, flawless coordination or perfect coordination. I think this makes a lot of sense because, yeah, you could say he was trained really well, but the things he does in this Deadpool movie are insane. I mean, just the shooting the perfect skeet ball alone made me question it, right? And then when you see all the other stuff he does and how he is the perfect soldier. And there's also the other example in the horrible Deadpool movie, also known as X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he walks through the room waving his swords around and deflecting every bullet, you know? That kind of stuff makes a lot of sense to me. I think he was a mutant before he was mutated on. So, if you like these theories, please go to Reddit, give these guys a point, shout them out on Twitter, do something. But it's in the links description below. So read all of them if you want to. If you like this video, you want to see some more Reddit fan theories, I could definitely do some more. This is just some stuff from the past like 6 months. I was also thinking about doing some Star Wars, maybe Last Jedi theories. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you're not. Subscribe to the channel, and if not, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later.